If you enjoy our show, spread the love wherever you listen by rating, reviewing, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff to help us get ourselves out there. And with that said, let's start the show. I'm Ode. That's Vicky. I'm me. You're you. We are we.
Oh my God, that was so corny.
The You, Me, We
goodness.
podcast. Welcome back to another episode. Vicky, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We might as well just record that and add it because we say the exact same thing. You always, I'm good. How are you?
Well, I don't know how to answer that question.
Do you not know how to answer? Because usually when people ask that question, when people ask that question, it's BS.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first I want to start with showing off the fact that I'm wearing a You, Me, We podcast hoodie. And my dog wants one. And the reason why I'm showing it off is because not only are we selling these hoodies, I am purposely pushing the sale of these hoodies because Vicky has allowed me to use the funds raised from the hoodie to purchase some tech that I want for the studio. I was able to justify it by saying that I will raise the funds myself from the sales of the hoodies.
There you go.
So buy a hoodie, and you will help. You will help me to enhance the studio with some much needed tech. So buy a hoodie. Go to youmewepodcast.com. And I believe the second button is the merch, is the button for our merch shop. For those of you who aren't cool, merch is short for merchandise. Merchandise.
Feel free to leave a comment.
Exactly.
A criticism of Ode's begging.
Yo, buy the shirt, buy the hoodies, buy the t-shirt so I can purchase some tech for the studio. Anyways, before we get started, do you want to tell them about our eventful day yesterday? I would love to because I think it was funny.
What happened yesterday?
What did we do yesterday? No, I'm sorry. What we did Tuesday.
No.
And what you the shocking revelation you had yesterday.
It did happen.
Say what happened.
We came into contact with someone who was around
Who was exposed.
someone.
The word was exposed. That's the word they use, right? Exposed.
Yes.
We
came into contact with a person who was exposed
to
someone who ended up testing positive for the Rona. And we went and got tested immediately.
The whole family, we jumped into action.
Right. And the results came back negative.
First and
Thank
foremost,
you, Rona.
Thank you, thank God.
Right.
Yeah.
And wow, my RCIA person would be so disappointed in me not saying thank you, God.
Do you want to talk about that too? People listening are like, wait. Vicky said her what?
Anyways.
Things that people don't know about. We went and got tested.
We went and got tested.
So
we came back negativo.
Of course, for anyone getting tested for anything, the time in between when you take the test.
Anyone that has to wait for anything that they're looking forward to.
Yeah, looking forward to or not looking forward to.
But just looking forward to an answer. Whatever the answer is.
The time in between is usually stressful.
Right.
We're in the self-diagnosed WebMD generation, which we are all a part of, no matter what age you are. So during that time, I'm like, first of all, I was under the weather Tuesday when we went to get tested. So I was like, it's going to come back positive no matter what.
No, you were under the weather Monday mainly. And then Tuesday, you were still a little bit under the weather. And then yesterday, we got the results today, Thursday. Yesterday, I was under the weather. And really not, like for real, not feeling good. I really rarely get sick. But I really was not feeling good. And then I took a nap because to me, naps cure everything. And I woke up and I was eating. And halfway through my meal, I could not taste my meal. And I was panicked. I was like, I got the Rona.
So Vicky calls me and Vicky goes, Ode.
I have the Rona.
I was like, what happened? She goes, I just lost my sense of taste.
I did because my spaghetti was so delicious. And I couldn't taste my spaghetti or my garlic bread, which both have very powerful tastes. So then I hit the Googles and it said obviously everyone knows, or those that don't know, your sense of taste is attached to your sense of smell. So they were like, just smell something that's very strong, not bleach. I don't know why people always run to something that can burn their like nostrils.
I could see why somebody would think that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, clearly not.
Because you're not supposed to be inhaling that anyways. And just take something that has a very significant scent. So cinnamon, what was vinegar. But what was funny was Ode gave me a tablespoon of lemon juice, and I didn't taste it at all. I didn't taste it. What I tasted was the acidity in it, but I didn't taste the actual lemon.
Okay.
Like, if you would have just gave it to me and said, oh, this is medicine, I would have been like, okay. I would have never known the difference because I could not taste it. So then we were able to identify that I was able to identify I couldn't taste, but I could smell.
Because later on, she goes, no, let's try something else. Vicky goes into the kitchen and she gets onion powder. Onion powder, was it?
Garlic and black pepper, because they both have distinctive smells.
And no, it was garlic and then cinnamon sticks.
Oh, well, that's what I said. You smell. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I will play along, but I get it. So she smelled the garlic, and then you smelled the.
No, I smelled the cinnamon, and I was like, all right, I know what that is.
No, wait.
I closed my eyes.
Hold on. Vicky goes, I'll close my eyes, and then you have me smell each of them, and I'll see if I can differentiate between the two. So Vicky closes her eyes, and for those of you watching, goes like this. Vicky closes her eyes and covers her eye. I'm like, just close your eyes. You don't have to close. Well, because
I have a habit of opening my eyes. I know myself. Mind your business. Like.
So we have her smell it. You were able to.
I smelled the cinnamon, but then I took a cinnamon stick and I was chewing on it and I couldn't taste it.
Yeah.
But then I remembered I also slept with the fan on, pointing directly at me. And so that possibly could have had, a reaction.
And then by the grace of God, we were very thankful that earlier today we called the pharmacist, and this was at Super Fresh.
Yes.
Super Fresh Market, the pharmacy there. And they called, gave us the results. They were negative. I do plan on getting tested again, just like in a week or two, just to kind of give it time, just to see. But
I'll wait for you.
It was, I think that was our real first, for those of you who've seen me on social media, I have gone out a little more doing gigs and stuff. We personally, even though the world has kind of eased up on some of our restrictions, I admit this this scare kind of makes me want to just like shut it back down. That's just me. I want to shut it down, lock back up, 100% quarantine again. Ain't leaving the house. It's on the shoes. It's on everything. Butt naked before you come inside. It was nerve wracking. That's just me.
Right.
What are we talking about today, Vicky? But like I said, we are negative. Thankful for that. We both know people who contracted it. We have people who have passed away from it. So we know how serious it can be, and that's why I think I'm so like lock it back down. But yeah. So what are we talking about today, Vicky?
We're talking about hidden qualities.
Qualities.
What?
Don't worry about
it. Ode, what is the quality about me?
I was gonna say something.
So say it.
No, I can't say it on air. I can't. It was a stupid joke. It wasn't an offensive joke. It was a stupid joke. Which, never mind. A quality about you. Just a quality about you that what?
A quality of mine that you don't feel people associate me with.
I would say if people knew you, I want to word this properly. If people knew you, and I want to say from what they might know of you from social media, people may not know, people may not be aware of your, what's what I'm looking for?
You said if people know my social media?
If people, some may know you just from social media. Some may know you just from social media. So I think even those people, if you're hearing noise, that's how I was trying in the background being a 3-year-old. That's the best way I could put it. Some may not be aware of your interest. I'm going to say interest in religion?
Why you gotta put me out like that?
No. I don't think anyone, and I thought about it because of what you said earlier. Some may have heard you say the term, what was the term you said?
RCIA.
And you're going to have to explain to me what that stands for, even though you probably told me before.
It's something, I don't know, but it's something within Christianity for adult classes.
You know what?
I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't have my phone. I would tell you.
You know what? I think I misquoted.
If you just Googled RCIA, it would, but I know that's what they're called. So I'm taking confirmation class, which is like the last, I forgot what they're called.
For anyone who may be listening, you might be able to correct me. I think
Sacrament.
I probably should have said your interest in theology and not religion.
I'm interested in both.
If that's correct, whoever's listening, let me know. But not just because you recently started those classes. I think our conversations about religion, you've always expressed an interest in other religions, how they compare, how they're similar. And this is from years ago of us having this conversation, because we always kind of agreed that we would be open to whatever child that we have, now that we have Kalel here, we would be open to him or her wanting to explore religion.
Yes.
And not just be like, oh, daddy's Catholic, I'm not Catholic. Mommy grew up Catholic. Daddy grew up.
I did grow up Catholic.
Daddy grew up going to church. So I'm going to do what daddy did, what mommy did. We didn't want that. We wanted him to be like, okay, daddy did this, mommy did this, my friends did this. I saw this on TV. I want to study all of them. Then now that I'm 17, 16, I want to pick this one. Yeah. And we would be okay with it. And you've always expressed that. And I think now seeing you in those classes, which is adorable. Who's trying to go to heaven? You're trying to go to heaven. You trying to follow me? You trying to be there with me? You trying to spend forever with me? Because I'm in.
I think it says till death do us part. And at death, we're like, all right, time's up.
Yeah, and at death, we're like, somebody's... As I go that way, as I ascend... I'll put in a good word for you. I'll be like, yo, she took some classes. Can she rock with me? I vouch for her. I got it. If anything happens, come on. Jay. Hey, Jesus. So, yeah. I think people would be surprised to know that side of you. And I
that is not an invitation for anyone.
You're mad people
to solicit me.
Hit Vicky up right now in her comments,
religious propaganda,
or in her DM and be like, Vicky, what's your favorite Bible verse? Vicky, what's your favorite story? Who's your favorite female in the Bible? Do you compare yourself to Ruth? Do you compare yourself to Esther? I'm just saying names that I've heard over the years. I don't know their stories. Yeah, go ahead, Vicky. What is a quality of mine that you think people aren't aware of? Did I phrase it correctly?
Yes. I think that people are not aware of how what's the right
beautiful?
word? How geeky you are.
What do you mean geeky?
Like when it comes to tech stuff, like you're a real geek about that stuff.
I feel like you're saying
I feel like some people they just naturally gravitate towards like certain things. You turn into like a full on like, I don't know. I feel like the word is geek, but I don't know how to describe it. Like,
I don't think I'm geeky.
I think you're geeky.
Cause I have Google alerts on stuff like Microsoft Teams and.
Well, that would be one of them. I didn't even know that. See what I mean? Like you turn into kind of like a little fangirl when it comes to like tech stuff, and I don't think anyone like right, you would be into tech because you are a DJ or people would assume like, oh, he's a DJ, he's into music, but I don't think people really understand how much of a tech geek you are. Like how you would sit here and watch YouTube videos on tech stuff.
They're interesting.
Okay.
But I wouldn't consider myself a geek, because when I think geek, I think of the people I watch on videos, because I want to know what they know.
People that watch them are geeks. Like, I don't understand why you're not putting this together.
But isn't it convenient when you say, hey, how do I turn off this setting on my computer? I can be like, whoa, I need you to press the X5 button, and that will do it. Oh, that's the nerd.
I thought those were dweebs.
That's the, what is it? It's, where they push the glass.
Aren't those dweebs?
You're offending.
Or nerds?
You're offending people right now.
First of all, if you associate yourself as a dweeb, then just stand in your truth. Don't be offended. I'm not offending anyone. I didn't call anyone but you a geek.
Okay. So, yes, I guess then I'm a geek. I do
you're a techie geek.
Just about everything I have, I love watching. Like, I get excited when, yes, for those who know me, I love, cell phones are my weakness. Right? Or the Samsung Galaxy, that's my weakness. Some people are into shoes or whatever. So when the rumors about like the S21.
You actually get excited.
When rumors about the S21 start, I have my several like blogs and websites that I go to.
Geeks do that.
To find out about the software. And I always tune into the big conference they have when they unveil.
Who does
that? Vicky, it's like an auditorium full of people.
Okay.
And I watch these videos where people do like the unboxing of new tech, and I admire them.
Okay, but I'm just saying, thank you for proving what I'm saying. I'm sure somebody's like, okay, but she said that. So like all you're doing is providing like the substance for her argument.
Why you couldn't just say something people don't know about you is that you're into tech stuff. Not you're a dork.
I didn't say you're a dork.
I know.
I said you're a geek.
Can I Google? We should Google.
No, I don't care. I don't care of the intricacies.
And yes, just about everything I have tech-wise, I have like Google alerts on them. So every night or morning, I go to my Google stories, and it's like articles on everything that I have here.
Okay.
So
what is something about yourself that you feel people not overlook, but us again, like just don't associate?
I think for some people, I feel like if some people knew, I feel like there are some people out there who do have the Danny Tanner view of me. And there's some who know I have an inner Bob Saget. And I'm not a full Danny Tanner.
I don't even know who that is.
So here's the explanation. Danny Tanner, the father from Full House.
Okay.
He was like a neat freak. He's a father, he's a dad. He's one of those America's Dad kind of characters.
That's how I see you.
Yeah. Bob Saget.
Who's Bob Saget?
That's the actor who plays him.
Uh-huh.
Bob Saget, you would not want to take your mother to a Bob Saget stand-up.
Why?
Because Bob Saget, the comedian, which makes the Danny Tanner character so amazing, Bob Saget is like, he's like a shock comedian. Not a shock comedian, but you wouldn't play one of his stand-ups like out loud at work. And it's surprising because it's Bob Saget, but yet still he plays America's Dad. And everyone only knows him as America's Dad, America's Funniest Videos.
Oh, yeah.
But Bob Saget...
He's always had that very wholesome look.
But Bob Saget, the man, is not wholesome. If you saw Half-Baked, he did a cameo in Half-Baked, and that's when I think a lot of people were like, did Danny Tanner just say that? If you're watching YouTube, Bob Saget Half-Baked or whatever, and you'll see the scene. But my friends who I share like the same kind of comedic sense of humor, or we used to do stupid stuff back in the day, whatever, they know like, I'm not the wholesome America's Dad character that some people think I am. But let's be honest, we all code switch. Some of us, depending on...
Ode is a straight-up code switcher, yo. He's a professional code switcher. I've always had a problem with code switching.
Yeah, Vicky.
I code switch when I want. And
Vicky.
It is very hard for me to code switch. I find it so much work. Like, I'd rather just get in trouble for being me.
Vicky's code switching is that light switch that doesn't work. So no matter... you go... Nothing happens. That's Vicky's code switch.
For example, go on an interview, right? Mm-hmm. I will pull my hair back. I will make it look so neat.
Visually, she can code switch.
No, I'll code switch. But then I get to a point where I'm like, nah, I don't care anymore. This is how I am. Take me as I am. That's how it goes. It depends on just like the randomness of my code switching. Do I want to be Vicky or do I want to be Vickiana? Vickiana.
Not even. Then there's Vickiana. Then there's Vickiana T. Or with the
do I want to be Miss Ortega today? Miss Vickiana? Or do I just want to be Beaky?
So there's like I said, Ode, then there's Ode L. Huppy, Esquire the Third.
Yeah, right, Esquire.
A good example is I have some friends that will call me on my work number, and I'll answer because I saw a number on my work phone. I'll be like, hello, good afternoon, Ode Huppy's office or whatever, and they'll be like, yo, don't answer your damn phone like that. Yo, it's me. My friend Reggie called me one time and cursed me out. He was like, yo, don't ever answer your phone like that when I call, yo. But we all do it. I don't care where you work. We
all code switch. I have a hard time maintaining that. You are better at that than I am, for sure.
I've had to be. I've had to do it a lot. Yeah.
True.
Even with, what I think is one of the best code switchers in the game, and I applaud the man because he is where a lot of us want to be. He's very successful. Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is an amazing code switcher. Because he'd be on Wild 'N Out like, yo, welcome to Wild 'N Out. And he'd be like, welcome to America's Got Talent. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Yeah. He is a code switcher.
I know.
And everyone just accepts it. Everyone's cool with it.
Because the us know that's just what he got to do.
I think there is something to be said at the fact that I've had to do it in every setting, work, and even when I'm DJing and hosting. There's times when I'm DJing a party in a basement somewhere. You get Mr. Make Party, DJ Phoenix. And then I'll do a corporate holiday party. And people ask me, oh, what's your DJ name? Oh, Ode Huppy. Just call me Ode Huppy.
DJ Ode.
As I play this Frank Sinatra or this George Michael's, what was it?
Asking the wrong
person.
What's
his song? Was that Wham song? Sing it if you're listening. And then I'll go to another house party right after that, or a bar somewhere and DJ. I'll be like, what up? Put your drinks up. So even with hosting and DJing, I've had to code switch.
True. That's very true.
So I think that's one thing that some people don't know. Then there are some who know and they'll call me out on it in the middle. Or they'll be like, yo, don't worry, the door's closed. you could talk like normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vicky, what's something about you that people don't know?
Or that wouldn't
associate with you from your end?
I think that people, I feel like there's so much. I feel like I'm just so misunderstood.
No, I think your thing is, you are, over the past couple of years, you have constantly evolved, which is why I think people were, if we had this convo 2 years ago, I would have said how much of an avid chef you were. People were like, Vicky cooks, but Vicky throws down.
Oh my goodness, all the time. Like my mom would be like, "Yo, we feel bad for your day. We know she don't cook." I'm like, yes, I do.
Like he came in skinny like this.
And then like, oh, but do you cook rice? Do you cook like meat? I'm like, yes.
Vicky cooks.
I'm not vegetarian. What the hell? I think that maybe not so much anymore, because I'm always talking about it, but how I like to do a lot of peaceful stuff. People don't associate me with peace. Good.
Question. Did your son, oh, never mind. Actually, did your son fall asleep behind you? He didn't. He just stood still for like 0.5 seconds.
Yeah. People don't associate me with peace, and therefore don't associate me with peaceful things.
She fight.
And I love to do yoga, and I love to journal, and I love to read books, and I love to just like sit there and like do cheesy stuff, like work on myself and think of new ways to like reinvent myself. And I like to
meditate.
I like to do a lot of peaceful stuff. And I think that it throws people off when I mention like, oh yeah, because I didn't get to do yoga today, and they're like, you do yoga? I'm like, yes, every day.
If I was like, what, to Bad Bunny?
Yeah, they're like, oh, so like from where? Where do you yoga? I'm like, on an app. Like all COVID people, yoga on an app. So it's I always, and I still get that reaction actually still about yoga, but I think people get thrown off by my peaceful activities.
Question for you. Who knows you the best? If you have to pick one person that knows every aspect of Vicky, they know Vicky, they know Vickiana, they know Vickiana T, whatever. Who knows you? They know the ins and outs. They know everything about you.
Nobody. And I think a lot of that has to do with me being more comfortable in being myself in all aspects.
Confused. Explain. And how does that apply to nobody knowing you?
Because I have never really fully rolled out myself 100% to anyone. So therefore, no one knows me that well. Does that make sense?
Purposely?
Yes, because when I was the most comfortable being myself, it's when I received the most criticism. And so therefore, I rolled back. And then now I'm a little more comfortable being me in all ways that I don't care if my rolling it out, goes over everything you have going on. Like I'm okay with that. Like if you don't like it. Awesome. But I'm doing it slowly because I've also realized outwardly I can handle pressure, but inside I take pressure really hard. So I'll limit how much I'm willing to expose, how much, like I know that if I do ABC, I'm going to have to deal with all of this. Is that what I want to do right now? Maybe not. So I'll just roll out A right now and then take it as I want to take it, as slow as I want to take it. And that's why my answer is no one. Because I feel like I'm coming more into who I am again. Before I was just like, bam, in your face, I don't care. I still equally don't care. But I don't want to throw it in your face. I don't want it to come off like I'm throwing it in your face because I don't want to deal with your sensitive ass feelings. Which is the truth.
I feel like there's quotables in there somewhere. I don't know if
because the truth is like people criticize me, right? Back then. Okay. Like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't, because the way you are like this, whatever. Like, yo, this whole time, like, you had a problem with me. You had a problem with me. I had no problem with you having a problem with me. You're the only one with the problem. So why are you putting it back on me?
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I still don't care if you have a problem. I'm more equipped to make sure that I communicate that to you before, during, and after, so that you know that my stance has never changed. But I'll just be nicer about it when I tell you that I still don't give a fuck about your feelings, is what I'm saying. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I won't roll it out A, B, C, D. I'll just do A, deal with the bullshit. And then I'll be like, yeah, I know you don't like that, but let me show you B. And I got all the way to Z to go on just this one quality you really don't like. And that I will not change because I really like it. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Interesting. For me, I'm going to say equally my brothers, Donald and George. They know Ode. They know what makes me tick. They know what brings me back to center. They know all the strengths and weaknesses, and they know where they know where the bodies are buried, I would say. But they know everything.
That's nobody for me.
They can call me out on certain things. They can make me realize certain things prior to me even getting there. And they know me on every level. Like George knows me on a spiritual level. Donald knows me. I mean, I've known these men since, Donald I've known since high school. So it's over 20 years. George I've known since 19. I was 19. So they know me in and out. And they've been a big part of my growth over the years. So I think that definitely plays a part in them knowing me. And they're two people that I've on many occasions I've been vulnerable around. Some for legal reasons, can't speak about it. But I've been vulnerable around them. I'm talking about Donald here. For legal reasons, can't talk about some of this stuff. Actually, there are legal reasons I can't talk about some of my interactions with Donald.
Oh, I totally misheard that.
But yeah, so Donald and George, they know me. I think everyone has at least that one person, and sometimes it's not a family member. Sometimes it's not like they're your mom, your dad, your partner. Sometimes it is like that friend who you've been through hell and back with.
So that was problematic.
What? Because I said that?
Yeah.
It's not a factor. I wasn't trying to be like shady with it. It's a factor.
I know. I know you're not trying to be shady, but it is. At the end of it, it is problematic.
When it's not your partner, or it's not like.
Not your partner, but the person. Like if you're married, that person should be your spouse, or it should be who your spouse is becoming. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, that is problematic.
Do you feel we are becoming that for each other? For each other. So look at it both ways.
I just feel so cornered by this question.
Here's your out. Here's my question. Do you feel we are becoming?
No, I heard that.
Okay, nope. Let me rephrase. I'll give us both an out. Vicky, do you feel we are both working toward... Do you feel we both have that goal? I'm helping us both. I just say yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
No. For real.
I think we both have that goal.
We have that goal.
We aren't
and
at the moment?
No. But I'm okay with that.
One more time. Is your son asleep now? He's asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right.
So I'm okay with it only because we're working on becoming.
Yeah.
That. Like, I don't want it to be no one. I want it to be Ode. Ode, do you want it to be me? You need to say that back.
Yes, Vicky. I do want it to be you.
Okay. Because somebody was like, you realize how neither one of them said each other?
Let's play some cards, Vicky.
Okay.
For those of you who are...
We working on this, people. Therapy.
For those of you who are first-time listeners, this is where we play some cards. Where these cards are nice conversation starters. We recommend you all look into this game or games similar or conversation starters that are similar.
My hair be looking so ashy on this recording.
Just your hair? So Vicky, here, pick a card. Any card. I'll pick a card.
My hair's gray, people. I know it be looking ashy, but it's not. It's just that my hair's gray.
I got me a question. The Lord, won't he do it? Won't he do it?
What?
God is good. Audience?
I'm not there yet.
All the time? God is good. You want to go first?
No, go. Since we're going on and on.
Vicky, if you could go back in time and give yourself advice about our relationship, what would it be and when? And when? I didn't see that part.
And when? Oh, thank God. I thought it was going to be a why. No, and what is it?
No, it is. What would it be and when?
Okay.
It's like that TikTok where it's like, girl, don't do it.
That was what I was saying to myself on my drive home today. How would they know? They're not going to know.
Girl, I did it.
I did it. That was literally me earlier today.
That's how next TikTok is you going back to yourself like, you're like, look at that beautiful skinny man. And you're like, girl, don't do it. And then you come back 10 years later, girl, I did it. Go ahead.
Okay. Read it again.
If you could go back in time and give yourself advice about our relationship, what would it be and when? No, I think that works throughout. Girl, don't do it. And then the ending, girl, I did it.
I did it.
Therapy.
It would be.
Speaking of, episode 50 will be up later on today. I finally got the video file ready to go.
Oh, episode 50?
For video.
Wow.
It's not a video of us.
It definitely ain't that. I would still do that all over again.
It's the video of the audio. So
I would just.
Yeah.
Oh, I would just work out in advance.
Go, Vicky.
I would give myself advice at the very beginning.
And what would it be?
And it would be... Don't do it, but not in the way that we were joking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's the question?
How would you title this chapter of our lives?
I would say mindfulness. That's been a theme for us through therapy.
Yeah.
It's not that we've gotten it down, not that we have this down perfectly, but I think mindfulness is the best way to describe how we've wanted to approach any and everything about us.
Yeah.
With mindfulness in being the umbrella or being the, I don't know, whatever, the driving force. How we talk to each other, how we move individually, what we do, what we say, who we're around, everything should be done with some mindfulness. I think that's what I would name it, mindfulness.
You know, I just thought of something.
What?
Really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's what's another good quality about me that is always overlooked?
What?
That I'm friendly. I'm not approachable, but I'm friendly.
Okay.
You don't agree?
No. Okay. No, I agree. You are friendly.
I am friendly, and I can strike up conversation and keep conversation with practically anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I don't like you, I would still be, at least respectful of you and still talk to you. I wouldn't show you like any animosity in person or anything like that. But people always overlook how friendly I am. Mm-hmm. And that I'm a really good friend. I've maintained a lot of friendships throughout the years. I've lost very, very few friends. All my friends been around for a really long time.
And they weren't friends.
Yeah, and like to the point where it's not. I'm not over here like wishing I was still friends with them, Mm-hmm. But people always overlook like that I'm a friendly person. I'm not approachable, and I know that, and I like that about myself.
Keep my circle small.
I understand that.
You want to end with anything positive, Vicky?
My positive is I have no positive.
That's the positive. The positive is
no.
negative.
My positive is something really personal, and I just don't want to put it out into the world. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
People, please take note of that, what Vicky just did. There is something going on in her life that, let's say, could be life-changing. And you know what? She kept it to herself until the ink is dry. There is something to that, only because I've been recently working with some people who are very strong believers in energy and energy you put out. That's one reason why I would recommend what Vicky is doing. Because I believe in energy too, not to the extent of some, but I believe in that. And I believe sometimes people
we've had this conversation before.
People will send bad energy your way, so be careful what you put out there. So if you're working on something, I know there's some people who probably won't do pregnancy announcements for a long period of time because they just won't put that energy out there.
I always thought about that.
And give people the opportunity to send that, and people are like, yo, I'm working on something big, yo, oh, I'm working on X, Y, Z, and people are like, well, I hope she fails. I hope he fails. So be careful about that.
I was thinking about that. I was like, if me and Ode ever had a baby again, I probably wouldn't share that news until like we're entering the 3rd trimester. Like, I probably will not say anything.
Until the baby's like 5. Yo, had a baby. New baby, who this? My positive of the week, I want to shout out the very talented Chris Grant. Shout out to all comedians who are clearly, still doing their thing and they're finding ways to be creative and still be funny in this new world. But I want to give Chris a shout out because he's been grinding. We were supposed to do some recording recently, but as we mentioned, we had to go get tested. We wanted to be safe, so we kind of quarantined ourselves for a couple of days. But some of you may know Chris from USA's reality show called Summer Camp. Some of you may know him from Temptation Island season 2. Some of you may know him from a recent viral photo where he's the guy that's in the viral photo that's making fun of how everyone's timeline picture now is them at a pumpkin patch. And he's like, my timeline right now, he's like with the awkward smile on top of the pumpkin patch. So shout out to him because he's been grinding, doing his thing, act like you know comedy. He's official Chris Grant on social media, on Instagram. I believe same on Twitter, but official Chris Grant. I think it's ALY, or act like you know comedy on Instagram as well. But I just salute anybody who's still grinding and still trying to find ways to continue to do their art during these times. And Chris hasn't stopped.
That's good.
He's popping up. A lot of you, some of your favorite Latina comedians, you've probably seen Chris in their videos.
Yeah.
Chris is he's one of those guys that if you didn't know, you mistake him for Dominican because he speaks fluent Dominican Spanish.
He does.
Half of his comedy set will be in Spanish.
Yeah.
I think the first time Vicky and I went to a show and Vicky saw him, Vicky was like, oh my God. She was like...
I was impressed. I was like, wow.
It's not like somebody who learned it and is doing like, Spanish.
Words here and there. He's like full-blown Spanish.
Yeah. So I want to shout out Chris Grant. Keep doing your thing, brother. And we'll work together soon. Check him out. With that said, I want to thank you all for tuning into this episode of the You, Me, We podcast. Similar to what is written right here on my sweater. People, help me to buy my...
And support the podcast.
Yes,
First of all,
yes.
Support the podcast.
I'll be honest. I need a new Elgato HD60 capture card. For those of you who know me when it comes to Zoom, I've been doing some new things with Zoom. I do have a Zoom virtual space, but I do technical support for events, and I've stepped my game up. And I have a capture card, but I did a little $20 capture card. But I need the official tissue capture card, the Elgato HD60. I want that one purposely so it'll take some of the strain off of my USB ports.
Okay.
Anyways, that's why I want that one instead of like the Cam Link. But anyways,
okay, geek.
Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the You, Me, We podcast.